This begins a video for test section 40A420, which is the joint sealing and undersealing portion of SPS4. Okay, this begins 80 feet downstream of the end of test section 40A410, and obviously we haven't changed conditions very much. We're into that curve that I described before, and you can see that the grade is also increased in here. If we'd been out yesterday, we would have seen exactly what the surface drainage does because it was pouring down rain here. But right now all we can do is speculate. I think we've got about the same conditions here as we do on the GPS section and on the previous SPS section. And we're going to try to see that any supplemental sections that go in are also similar to this. Condition-wise, we reviewed the GPS section before coming out here, and nothing really had changed since the previous time we had been out. And we just wanted to confirm that this section had about the same pavement condition as the other, which it does. Slightly less faulting here than there was on the previous section, but we run into intermittent locations just as we did before, where it gets up to around a quarter of an inch. Generally it varies from around 5/100ths of an inch up to a quarter inch. We saw the same patterns with the lane shoulder drop-off as I described to you before. Now when we identified these sections, we wanted to stay away from that area that you see on up ahead with the patching, because there's some depressions in the slabs up there that makes the condition of that somewhat different than we have on the GPS section and on what we wanted to do on the SPS. Got a real coarse tine texturing here, and I'll stop and show that. We dug deep into there. I think that's responsible for some of the pop-outs that we've seen. A lot of them are associated with that. Looks like they must have been paving this during real hot weather. Now this point here, which is around station 3 plus 40, the lane shoulder drop-off here is a little bit different pattern than what we've seen elsewhere. As you can see, it's more over on the leave end of the joint than it is on the approach end. The approach end being that is upstream traffic-wise, the leave end downstream traffic-wise. Generally, it's just the opposite. Just looking on down, you can see what I'm talking about. You can look at the shoulder and tell where every transverse joint is, because you have that cracking and you have depressions there. Every last one of them. This test section ends about 1,070 feet from the beginning of the GPS test section. And we are at the end of it right now. The permanent monuments we have are the PK nails driven in just off the edge of the concrete into the asphalt shoulder. And we did that at the beginning and the end of both test sections. To get a panoramic view and look back on both of them, you can see around this curve, and this is where our test sections are here for the SPS4 site on State Highway 3W. We've got surface drainage which is going diagonally across in all cases. We've got, in these two cases as well as in the GPS test section, and we don't have anything that should alter the traffic stream from one site to the other. We can't see the GPS section from here, but it's back on the other side of this hill around the curve where we have a tangent section. It straightens out and we're going downhill in that case. This ends the video for the SPS4 site in Oklahoma, and we've got 2 test sections marked. We're going to use the GPS as the control. This is on State Highway 3W, which is a bypass of Ada, Oklahoma.